Indeed, the political season is here, and a lot of stakeholders are getting their position to get their voices heard. And today we have joining us the Executive Chairman of Biase Local Government Council, Honorable Ada Charles. Good morning, Honorable. So good to have you join us.
Good morning. Good to have you.
And it's indeed our pleasure to have one of the voices in Cross River State, one of the grassroots that you've been able to make your voice heard in the political space, going beyond Biase. For you to even be the #1 citizen there in local government that has the second citizen in Cross River State means you're a powerful woman. Once again, Honorable, welcome on board.
Thank you very much.
So,
thank you for having me.
Today we're going to be looking at the role of women in our modern day politics in Nigeria. And I would just love to start this way. What would be your assessment of women in politics in modern day Nigeria? What's your assessment like?
Well, I will say women are really coming up. Women are really doing well in terms of their involvement in politics, even though sometimes we are being pushed to the background with a lot of challenges and all of that. But I must tell you that women are doing very well. We have the likes of Patricia Ete, we have the likes of Okonjo-Iweala doing very well out there. And even at the national, we have, from our state, we have the likes of Dr. Betta Edu, at the national. Women are really doing well in terms of...
Excellent. So, obviously, Nigerian women are doing great when it has to do with the modern day politics. But let's look at that. Let's try to narrow it down a little bit. Let's look at how effective or what effective role have the women played in politics today. Let's look at the role the women have played or are playing in the Nigerian politics of today.
Well, women are really involved in politics today. Women are really involved. They have been doing a lot of things, a lot of activities in terms of, bring another question, in terms of getting involved in the roles of, I'm lost here. What? I'm so lost. Sorry for that. Okay, sorry for that, please. I'm so lost.
Hopefully, we just know that one would say that one of the effective role is that they're trying to change the narrative.
Oh, thank you for bringing me back. Thank you for bringing me back. Really, women are really changing the narratives. Yeah. It used to be very challenging. It used to be very tough. It used to be very there used to be a lot of challenges then, but now women are really changing the narratives in terms of, and also the leaders we have today, the leaders are really helping us. Maybe like, my governor today, His Excellency Senator Professor Ben Ayade, getting women involved in politics. So the women now are like protection to us. So they are really helping us.
Yes. Very fine. Okay, you use that word challenges. Let's look at way back in 1923, when we had the Aba Women riots, the likes of late Margaret Ekpo, and compared to today. So I want to take a comparative analysis between the older women in politics and the modern women in politics. It appeared that the women of old were more involved and active politically. So what could be the challenges, that the modern female or woman in Nigeria who is a politician is facing? Let me bring it to the grassroots. Fine, I could open it easily when they say woman's place is in the kitchen. So that serves as one challenge already. What are other array of challenges that women in Nigeria face in politics?
Well, mostly our challenges are sometimes our religion, and then most times our marriages are really barriers to us sometimes. The family too, and even the men themselves are barriers to us because they come with their masculine strength to face us. There are things women don't do. I don't know if it's appropriate to say them openly in terms of maybe like cultism. Women are not really involved in it. So you see the men trying to threaten the women in terms of using cultism to threaten the women, so the women will be pushed to the background. They try to use there are things men do that are more masculine that the women cannot do. So it's really a very huge problem, very serious problem.
And you know, remember the other time, a few years back, when the president of Nigeria said that the place of a woman is in the other room.
It's the other room.
But I think that's also a big challenge.
It is. It is. If as a leader should see that the place of a woman is in the other room, then it's a very big challenge. You should know that such a man don't want to send his wife out there to do certain things, you know. So, but I must tell you that women are really coming up. Women are really doing well in terms of our performances today.
We must really commend the women because, one, some of them are mothers, they are wives, some of them are even church leaders, and also getting into politics. They are multitasking. So that all of these, the women try, you know, to cut off all of this to still save the society. What would be your comment on that?
That's why they say when you train a woman, you train a nation. You know, women are multitasking by nature, and for them to be able to go through all of this, get involved in family, get involved in marriages, that alone, those institutions, even in churches, those institutions alone are enough to make a woman to be busy. But you see them coming out to get involved in politics. So it's not easy, you know. It's not easy.
Okay, let's look at let me bring up one thing we saw way back in 2015, and that's CROWE, Cross River Women Emancipation Initiative. That has helped to, you know, to push the women out there. At least it has brought the women to, you know, showcase themselves. We have 4 women in Cross River State that are local government chairmen. We have about 9 of them that are vice chairmen. Let's look at the role of CROWE in modern day politics for women.
That is a way of commending Her Excellency Dr. Mrs. Linda Ayade. She has really pushed for the women. She is a mother that every daughter should have. She has really pushed for the women in Cross River State. And we are also appreciative to the fact that His Excellency Senator Professor Ben Ayade listens to her by saying, okay, the women should be involved. She had really pushed through her initiative, the CROWE, you know. So women are so involved. Very many women are special advisors. A lot of women are commissioners. A whole lot of women are involved in politics. As at the moment, about 4 local government chairmen are female, you know. So women are seriously involved.
Okay. Now, there's been this adage that runs this way, that women don't support women. Women are the problem of women, not even the men. In today's politics, do you think the women also support themselves?
I will say yes, and to some extent say no.
Okay.
You know, in terms of being positive, I would say yes, because if the number of a percentage of a thing is low, you will say, okay, there are challenges. Now the women are helping themselves, they are supporting themselves, because but it's the percentage is low, you know. So I will say yes, they are really supporting themselves. I will say they are really supporting themselves. At the moment in APC, in my party, we have about 3 or so candidates for House of Assembly, you know. So, and that is, we give it to Her Excellency Dr. Mrs. Linda Ayade. We give it to Dr. Betta Edu. You know, they are really pushing for but the men will not allow us to surface at all. The men are
so it's no longer a problem of the women. It's
the men, and the men knows how to manipulate us, to make us fight ourselves, to make us see ourselves as enemies in order for them to penetrate. But actually, women are doing real good, and I think there is room for we keep improving. We keep improving. We are doing good.
That's good to come from a woman to say that women are supporting themselves against the negative trend that we usually hear, that women hardly support women. Now, let's look at the modern politics in Nigeria today is grossly dominated by the men. How ready are the women to, you know, if they could balance this or to make their voices heard the more? How ready are the women to lead Nigeria?
Well, the women are ready because they have been having a lot of engagements getting interactive sessions, and also lobbying the men to give us opportunity to be with them. You know, the men have naturally this the ego that makes them not to say, why would a woman sit in such an exalted office to be able to lord over us? It's not possible, you know. So, but we have been engaging with them, and we have also been pleading and lobbying for them to allow women to have their way too. Yeah.
Honorable, let me quickly get to find out. The last 4 days, not until the court has stopped INEC from stopping the continuous voter registration. I mean, we have that extended for the next 60 days. Let's look at the role of women in ensuring that voter education gets to everybody, because the women, no matter how they want to lead, you know, at the front, no matter how they want to take the lead, they can't have that actualized without the PVC. So what's the role of the women in terms of voter education, with special emphasis on permanent voter card registration?
Well, I will start with my local government. We have been engaging the women, like even last weekend on Saturday, which was I think day before yesterday, we had a meeting with the women. We urged them to go and get their PVC, and also we try to engage with INEC in order for them to allow the women. There are a lot of challenges out there. Some communities, they don't have network. So a lot of such challenges, we try to make sure INEC gets out or to a point where they can help to register the people. Women have been engaging. We've been in my local government. We've been talking to the women. We gather them. We send them. We ask them to go. His Excellency Professor Ben Ayede has done a lot in terms of that. Even before the extension, we went to word by word, each word, to make sure we sensitize the people. Not only the women, we also sensitize the men to make sure they get their PVC, letting them know that the PVC is their power. Whatever the decision they want to make is through that PVC. We have spoken to them about that.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. Let's look at the issue of men, always hoping that the women, the modern day women, should just play the supportive role. We've seen from the PDP, they have projectedly, they have a woman who they have picked for deputy governor. And we also seen the same feat in APC. That's on one side. But can't the women, you know, say they don't want to play the second fiddle? They don't want to be a supportive, play the supportive role. They want to be in the mainstream. They want to come right inside come 2023. What are the plans of the women to ensure that this time they're not going to play the second fiddle? They're not going to play around the fringes. They're coming inside to face the real deal.
Let me understand the part you said by second fiddle. What do you mean by second fiddle?
Now, it's always, if the women are coming in, they have to be a vice chairman. They have to be a deputy governor. Can't the women also say, no, this time we want to be the governor. This time, like you are a chairman. You're out of the 18 of government, there are just 4 of you. Let's say by next year, let's have it up to 9. Let's do 50-50%. So that's what I'm looking at. But the men, they feel that the women should be at the fringes, should not come in. So 2023, local government elections will be up next year. Are we looking at moving from 4, having 4 women as local government chairmen, to at least 9?
Yeah, definitely we are looking up to that. But I must tell you, power is not served. Power is not food that you serve on the table. So you need to engage the people. You need to engage the stakeholders. You need to lobby the system to make sure you are involved in it. Women are doing a whole lot of that. So saying that a woman being a deputy governor, a vice chairman, is not, you are not playing a second fiddle. You are partners in the business. If being a deputy governor, you are a partner. You are also a governor by your own rights, you know. So you are not playing the second fiddle. And in our culture, we shouldn't forget that our culture and our custom relinquish the women of all powers.
And that's the big challenge.
It's a very big challenge. They relinquish the women of all powers. So by the time you begin to say, no, I must be a governor, no, I must be the chairman, is a must. When it gets to that point, the men bring you down by saying, no, you won't even have even the deputy that you were supposed to give to you.
But moving ahead, the women should come together and say, this time around, 2023, you know why? Because the local government elections are just a few months from now. Yeah. The women should say, this time, we had 4, but we need 9.
Yes,
you can take that stance.
Yes, there's hope for that.
Okay.
We have been doing all of that. We've been doing that, and we've been engaging them. But if we say it's a must, the men will want to stand their feet to say no, it's not a must. But we are lobbying.
So instead of go back to two.
Go back to two. You know. So we are lobbying and we are engaging with them that let us be partners in this business.
Okay. Now we have the elections coming up. How ready are the women for the 2023 local government elections?
Women are really ready.
Okay.
85% of the voters are the women, and we have been sensitizing them. We have been speaking with them. We have been getting them engaged and involved. That elections are coming, so they need to make sure they come out. The women are in the center of all this play. Women are mothers. Women are wives. So they interact more with the men. So a woman could have a son who is above 18 years, and she has a husband, and so she has about a lot of votes, including hers and her daughters. Yeah. So if she's able to convince them to be together, it means she has gotten a lot of votes. So the women are the center of it. And I will also use opportunity to beg the men to consider their women. A lot of husbands don't allow their wives to get involved in politics because of this what's it called? This tag that politics is a dirty game. You know, if you are in politics, you are a sinner. If you are in politics, you are a criminal. If you are in politics, a lot of things. So I want to urge the men to allow their women to get involved in politics. It will pay the family. It will pay the nation. It will pay the society. If a woman holds a sensitive position, there is a little corruption percentage. There's little a woman could do in terms of getting involved in criminality. Very little. The tendencies are very little. So women will help to sanitize the system. Women will help to make sure things are stable. And women by nature also are peacemakers. Yeah. You know, so when you keep them in positions where they could at leadership position, they bring their nature to play.
You know, but some men would want to really argue that with you when it has to do with when you put a woman in a place, they have less corruption. They want to bring the issue of Patricia Ete when she was a speaker. She was involved in corruption case. When Virginia Itiaba was the governor of Anambra State, they said she had this iron fist on the system there. You know, a lot of men want to bring up things to discredit the women. But in all of this, we still have the likes of the late Dora Kinyuli. We still have Okonjo Iweala. Yeah. We have Betta Edu, who is flying the flag of Cross River State. Yes. And so what would be your word to those naysayers? I always try to paint a picture that the women, give the opportunity, they want to be this Margaret Thatcher, so to say. Yeah. So let's get to address that so that the women watching will not feel that they can't come in because they have a toga of corruption.
There's this adage that says when you want to hang a dog, you give it a bad name. You know, the men who don't want women to be at leadership position use such a opportunity to castigate the women, to make them feel that what they are doing is wrong. And you should also know that occupying political position is another war front, where a lot of men, you've taken this position of a lot of men. And so sometimes some of your decisions will affect the men. And the men seeing you as a woman, they will definitely want to come and do a lot of things to make sure you are being blackmailed, to make sure you make a lot of mistakes. Some stakeholders get angry, get offensive, they're angry that, okay, why would she do this? And before you know, they begin to politics is a game of lobbying. They begin to lobby people, they begin to lobby the system and make sure things go against your wish, the way you want it. So, but in other words, we keep pushing, we keep begging, we keep asking them to please allow us to get involved in this business.
Honorable Adachas, let's get your message to Cross Riverians, especially the women for watching this, and let's get to know your word for them as regards the modern day politics in Nigeria.
Well, I will appeal to the women, especially women in Cross River State and Biase local government, to get more involved in politics. When you sit at the fence, you won't understand what is happening in the podium. Get involved. If you sit down, you'll be scared of what is happening. Get involved and help and elevate your people. They say when you train a woman, you've trained a nation. And if a woman has a position, that woman will be able to reach out to many other women. The woman will be able to reach out to the churches. The woman will be able to get to the society, and even the youth as well. You know, so I charge every Cross Riverian, every woman, to get involved in politics so that their voices will be heard.
Honorable Ada Charles, Executive Chairman, Biase Local Government Council, I must really thank you indeed, Honorable, for finding time to be here. I would let you know that we will be bringing you time to time to get updates on what is happening in your local government and also issues affecting the women in politics. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Stay with us. That's the show at this moment with Ada Charles, the Executive Chairman of Biase Local Government. We have to look at the role of women in modern day politics. Good morning, Cross River. Return shortly. Don't go anywhere.